Hello, and welcome to a playthrough of Age of Wonders 4, specifically Viewer Suggestion number 3. And now let's head into our episode. Hello, welcome back to a playthrough of Age of Wonders 4, specifically for us, me, however you want to define it. Viewer Suggestion 3, which is Unbound Tomes. Not going to go over it again. But essentially, a whole host of... the only condition we really have to deal with is as many debuffs as possible without using unbound tomes. I've done that as many debuffs as possible for using unbound tomes. Makes it actually incredibly easy. This has been a bit harder. As I've had to redefine what counts as a debuff or a buff. Story-wise, I mean, not really much of a story. We're playing a map. Everything has been randomized. The only two things that weren't randomized was obviously my faction created. One of the settings was regenerating infestations. One of my favorite settings. I generally do not play a map without that. And two, adding the crystal dwelling, which again, going forward, I will try to have. I will probably put on every map. Other than that, at the end of last recording session, we got, I think, this is what's defending the seal. Because they popped up out of nowhere. We did not see them coming. I did auto, killed all but 2 or 3 units. Sorry, there's that. We got wiped. The Marauder Guards won with 2 or 3 units. Like, no, we have to fight this. They were, every turn, insanity was kicking in. So we took a beating. I do feel like that does mean I have to lay off this. So I am just going to move him over here. I'm going to rearrange things. You are tier 3. Ranged. Wait, no, you're melee, aren't you? Yeah, melee, ranged, melee. So, if we move you and you into this army is now complete. For the most part. Maybe we trade out the archers or the healers and we just go full attack. But this hero definitely needs to come back and pick up the beginnings of another army. Let's try this. We can research lives or research on our own severing golems. Do they count as a ranged unit? Yes. And they do weakening bolts. We don't have a lot of things that boost ranged mage units. Although I guess it doesn't count as a mage, does it? It's not a shield unit. I think it's its own thing. Still fairly powerful. I'm not sure I want more than a few of them. But I do want access. You definitely need the Zephyr Archers. Because otherwise our options are... the Frost Giant, though, is a mythic unit. So what does it get? Yeah, so it doesn't get... Mythic units, I guess, don't get the unit enchantments. Good to know. We could go White Witch. Doesn't get a Cursed Projectiles. Brand of Wrath. Crystal Focus. Joy Siphon. Like, it does get some. But it doesn't get everything. We went heavily into archers. So yeah, Inquisitor's Mark, Purging Arrows, Seeker Arrows, so on and so forth. These cancel each other out, so they have a surprising amount of range with a surprising amount of damage. Yeah. Hi, Anna Mullen. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I understand. I just never noticed. Yeah, that because I actually generally focus on tier. Most of my army is composed of like tier 2 or tier 3 units, with like just some obviously tier 4 or 5 sprinkled in. But I actually took the time to never notice that like a mythic unit doesn't get all of the enchantments were run. So they won't get Joy Siphoners or Cursed Armors or the Cruel Weaponry or that sort of thing. And it's just something I mean, you still want to have them in the army. I'm not doubting that. It's just one of those things. Oh, I never took the time to notice that. We have lost the seal. We are about to lose our access to the Cosmic Conclave in about 3 turns, which means our science is going to dip incredibly low. Now, reminder, we only are allowed 1 city. We have mega cities. So what you see is what you get. Our production is fine. Our food is decent, but I think we're going to be dumping Imperium to keep boosting this city. That's true. But most of my enchantments don't provide damage. Again, the challenge for this particular map was as many debuffs as possible without unbound tomes. So it's a lot of indirect damage. But I mean, like, especially for auto battles, right? If we take a look, can we show this? Does it? Like, I'm never quite sure how auto battles work. Tier plays a large part of it, and then this starts stacking up, right? So there is a thing of, like, if we... This is a 604 army. By building one of these... actually, can we show this? Yeah, so this is like 13... This is probably going to end up being like 14, 1500. By trading out the healer and throwing in a golem, that alone could account for like 25% of the power of this army for auto-battling purposes. It is a weird thing where I feel like tier and... Yeah. Because one of the suggestions I've been given is play a map only using auto-battling. So I've been trying to pay attention to that, and it's something where, like, it feels like tier of the unit and what's the word I want? Not level, but the rank of the unit might be play a little too much of a role compared to things like how many buffs you have and that sort of thing. It's a bit wonky because like it's always that thing of like you'll do a battle and be like, oh, that's weird. It's a safe battle. Why did half my army get killed? Or it's like, well, this is a clear loss. Let me just do it. And all of a sudden, you wipe the other army. It, like, they've gotten better, but it still feels far more random than it should. You're going into this army. You can actually head in this direction. And these two armies will take care of... Yeah, Yeah. I'll be honest, I'm average at this game. So, you know. We'll take care of this, and then we need to clear that. Over here, this is fine. I feel like they're going to be attacked soon, so I'll pull you this way. Just so we know these two will defend. We are still at war with Sanguine the Atonement. Right. You are coming up here. Honestly, just you dig paths. As we need to open up more of this map. Usually. No worries. And I encourage this. If you're watching and you're new to the game, ask questions. I love teaching people how to play this any strategy game I'm playing. This Stellaris. When we do Endless Legend 2, happy to help people learn how to play that. I love to teach people how to play games. I just don't like it when people come in like, well, you're not playing expertly. I'm not an expert. I just enjoy playing the game. I think we're up to 800 hours of this game. Sorry. I have 420 hours in this game, so I'm doing good. And something to consider is I don't play for optimal play. I try to play to just have fun. Hence this viewer suggestion. Oh, sorry. And I did forget to cover this at the beginning of the recording session. I know we're 11 minutes in. If you have your own viewer suggestions, whatever they may be, your favorite tomes to use, one would hope. I have 1,500 hours in Stellaris, and I still learn new things about that game all the time, so who knows? Your favorite thing you like to play, home combinations you've always wanted to see, going specific, only, use these two, or these, anything, map qualifier suggestions, try this, type of culture, then whatever. Sparky TDK at gmail.com. Just make sure it says viewer suggestion. Or if you're giving me a challenge, have it say viewer challenge. Give your suggestion or challenge, and then leave your call sign, name, whatever that you want to go by, so that when I use your suggestion or challenge, I can name the hero after you, sort of thing. Alright. Again, you are free to leave it in the comments, but YouTube has a habit of just giving me a random string of names and numbers, so it is better to, once again, email me at sparkytdk@gmail.com with your own suggestions. Yeah, they're all over the place. Well, just delete them as I go. It's the best I can do. We do have enough Imperium. Are we saving up for anything while I'm here? I do want this. It will be available in 2 turns. I do want Martial Ancestry. That will be available in 10 turns. But we'll have plenty of that. We can wait on Spying Shadows. Is there anything? Yeah. Anything else? I'm like, ooh, we should have grabbed that a while ago. I don't think so. I think, again, I would rather save all my Imperium for just dumping into my city to grow it as far out as I can. And we're using our gold. Yep, go ahead and hurry that. To rush out armies, essentially. Alright, so you need archers. Does he have... Yeah, cruel weaponry, joy siphoners. I think most of our stuff, most of our enchantments... Oh, that's weird. Do you not have crossblades? Oh, no, you do. Thundering blades. Can be applied to just melee units, archer units. It's not based on pikemen or shieldmen, that sort of thing. So we're good there. Oh, nice. Yes, real quick, our faction is the Tiny Tyrants. I rolled a dice, I got halflings. Because we were trying to stack as many debuffs as causing as many debuffs as possible, I went dark to get Call the Weak, so that our ranged units could apply weakened, and we got the melee attacks. Otherwise, now they may have added it to the game, but otherwise there's no way to get that for your units. Otherwise, Ceaseless Cacophony to increase fumble chance, quick reflexes, so we're harder to hit by ranged attacks. So they pretty much got to get in melee with us to hit us. I chose Prolific Swarmers, so our pops could grow faster. Unfortunately, we got randomized as a mega city, so we only had one city, so that was... but that required... I mean, it does help. The non-magic origin units required minus 20. I don't think that's kicking in. Mana upkeep. Because most of our units are the full price. Like if we look at the upkeep, this is 11. 9, and then from the enchantment. That, or they really need to adjust this so it tells you, hey, it is kicking in. Arctic Adaptation, because we're going dark, and I like the terraforming stuff. And Runesmiths, because we're stacking enchantments. Couple recording sessions ago, I had a bunch of new people come in, and they were asking questions. Again, I encouraged them. And I said, listen, if you're new to the game or having trouble with the game, honestly, go Materium, go Nature, and then pick one of your choice. You're good. Ton of gold, decent amount of mana. Shadow gives you a ton of intelligence. Order and Chaos have their thing. I generally don't know Chaos. And Astral Affinity is a ton of mana. This is a ton of focuses on growth and that sort of thing. So it's that thing. If you focus on production and gold, growth and mana, research and field of vision, it gives you a very good base to work from. As does production and gold, growth and mana and research. So, no, and we won't be going tier 5 this time. There are no tier 5 tier 5 books that match what we're trying to do. Right? There's no debuff. Well, I guess Time Stop could be a debuff. But the Chaos Lore doesn't work. Eternal Lore doesn't work. There's no debuff in there. There's no debuff in there. There's no debuff in there. And there's no debuff in here. There could be an argument for Time Stop. But because Time Stop is essentially the only debuff in all of Astral, I'm not going to get it. But we have managed to get every debuff in the game on our army. We do fumble, we do distractions, or we will be doing distractions soon. We lower armor, we lower resistances, we lower damage, we lower morale. So we've done good. So we're not going to do tier 5 books. In fact, the plan is If we take a look at my tomes... Yeah, that would be good. I don't play anything bigger than large, though. We have Tome of Calamity, and this was basically for the damage buff from Accursed Projectiles and Accursed Armors. Misfortune's nice, but we're lacking a little DPS. Tome of Severing, we're getting the Severing Golem. I want Disrupting Blades. We are running into a surprising amount of undead and corpses, so that's pretty good. But after this, we're picking up a ton of Tier 2 tomes. And that's about it. And maybe another Tier 3, depending on what we get. Now, again, we only have one city. So the fact that we're pumping out over 1,000 knowledge right now is solely because of the Cosmic Conflict. You're on defense. You are ready to go. I'm going to drop down a bookmark. We'll do bookmark 2. Because we're going into the Silent Tomb, we're going to explore it. Ward ourselves against the attack. It's low risk. That's fine. Auto combat. That's fine. Close. Boots of the Juggernaut. Maybe. Can always shred it later. So we'll take a look at that. So either stability, a crown of accuracy. Oh, interesting. So or 177 knowledge, which might be useful, or would have been useful, if we didn't have the conclave going, because it's not going to do much. Well, now hold on. No, because it's a one-turn boost. It's not permanent, so it doesn't get doubled. I'm actually going to take the crown. And then immediately grab the tomb. And you can now start making your way. And you hardly took any damage in this direction, so you get a heal. And our main hero will head back here to help defend this. We do need to jump into the Umbral to explore. Yeah, chitinous growths. Not so sure about the Soothing Shrine. But there are a lot of goodies in the Umbral we probably want to try and snag, if possible. That, again, help boost our unit production. So we've got 2 turns. Let's queue up another Night Guard, because we know we're going to need them. And we're going to look to defending this, then re-grabbing the seal. We are going for the seal victory. There's really nothing... Oh, right. Hero-wise... Hold on. Alright, we're doing good. Hero-wise... Inspect. I prefer the Circlet of Mind Protection on him. 15 hit points versus a 10% better chance to hit. Actually, on him, that would be better. Because that gives him... Oh. Plus 1 hit point... Alright. So we had a tier 2, so we lose 13, but we gained 4. Alright, fair enough. But, accuracy, decent resistance, he's doing pretty good. Do we give him the Boots of Juggernaut? Defense. Oh, we could give him Juggernaut. The Starblaze isn't really worth it. This would be. And then everyone else, most of our melee is fine. Our War Mage did level up. So we were making our way down to critical second wind as quick as we can. We did grab both, so he has slippery and swift. So that's actually pretty good. I do want the blind. All attacks. Oh, we're grabbing that then. So now his base attacks cause blind. Oh, that's good. You're good. You're good. Haste berries. Hero leveled up. This is our Death Knight, and we're getting 2 melee mage, so now we can cast spells while in melee combat, which is really good. Right. Started negotiating. Go to Free City. No, we 3. Like, they'll get into cooperation. We'll be slightly behind. Does it say? I wish there was a way to see how fast, like, we're getting 6. I want to know how, like, they're going to get cooperation and then we'll be 2 behind. Another ruler was denounced. Yeah. Again, we're using gold for army creation. Yep. Bonuses from this, not necessarily pumping out. I think, well, this is just going to provide gold. This provides this. This is range. I think after the Room of Recall, we hold off on building things in here for a while. We're not going to build the Accursed Shrine, and we might queue up Eternal Study, so 55. And we might start bouncing studies, gold, studies, gold, study. Actually, I'm just going to queue it up. With the idea being, again, gold is going into, we get like a turn, maybe 2, buy the unit, that sort of thing. And the idea is that we're trying to pump out units like 1 every turn, every other turn, so we can build up our armies, so we can finally go on the offense. So I would like to get ahead of Elion here. And then back off a little just to give us a little more time to do the research to grab all the debuffs. Otherwise, I think we're on track to get them all. On day 88, do nothing. I feel like wiping them out. You get a lot of stuff. Ooh, what do you have, my friend? Well, let's see. We can reveal a ruler location. Reveal Throne City. We can explore the world. We don't need that. We can gain a lot of knowledge. And we have the mana for it. But I'm going to wait until after the Cosmic Conclave goes away to trigger that. It is useful now. Don't get me wrong. But it is more useful when we're only making as much research. We found an iron deposit. I'm not gonna pop you. I'm gonna head down here. Yeah. So they're not quite hitting it. So that will help. There's another free city. No, it's first landing. I wonder why. Oh, because we dropped down to 100. The relations essentially soured. Yeah, I won't boost allegiance to this. On the top of the map. Yep, you're going there. We'll save the game. Bookmark 3. You'll trigger the fight. Great. Yep, that's fine. Yep. And then these two next turn will wipe this out. And then we can come down here and just boost our... Yeah, these poor guys. They need more help. Let's see, 4, 3, 3. They don't have anything that heals. So, a Spellweaver, or Bannerman, or an Overseer might be pretty good for them. Let's do a Steel Shaper and a Spellweaver to Helden. Hey, Ungin, hope you're doing well. It's going. It's a nice, easy Sunday. Yeah, 611. Yeah, like, these two can take this. But he's worried about everything else. We kind of need this clear out this area for poor Helden. If we get a shot. You guys can come after... Ooh. Okay. Alright, hold on. Here's what we're gonna do. You go here. You go here. We'll throw down another bookmark. We'll trigger this. Auto combat. I lost a tier 2. I might replace him with a tier 3 then. You can go there. And you hardly took any damage, you can go there. Although you can make your way down there to replace the guy we lost. So lost a seal, gained a seal, that's fine. We're still a little behind, but that's about to change. That's good. It's always good when you... Again, you not always complain, but... Alright, this is our Ranger. And what we're doing with the Ranger is we're going, because we're going so hard on the debuffs, normally I'm like, oh, true shot, work your way down here, and then every time you do a kill shot, the cooldown resets, so you can do kill shot, boom, 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 boom. We're trying to go this little plague variation here. +1 ranged. Accuracy. Ah, okay. How? It is getting up to 120 Fahrenheit here. How much is that? 120 Fahrenheit is how much? Yeah, it's getting up to almost 50 degrees Celsius where I live. So it is super hot. We'll go ahead and confirm that. But it's always nice to enjoy summer when you can. So those guys got that covered. Even if they do get jumped. You need more of an army. You've got the ranged, you need the melee. And what we can do is hurry hurry that, and in preparation, move you here. Oh, plus, you know, my hero's coming down too. So yeah, so these guys can retake this and hold it for quite a while. Yeah. Arts, we're not making anything. I'm just gonna disenchant these. Right, because primary, our giant, we can do death damage, and then we can do distracted. Diseased, sundered resistance, and then do I still not? Yeah, I want to get this for the frozen. Oh, interesting. So there's decaying and disease. Oh, okay. There is something for just stacking decaying as well. That's pretty powerful, but I don't think we're gonna get there. Blinded would be nice too, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Oh, also, I don't know how long we've had this. We have all the plants, so plus 15 Imperium income is greatly appreciated. We have triggered Exemplar. We could grab Career Soldiers, but again, I'd rather save up for Spying Shadows. You're fine. We've got the tower. Great. Got the palisade walls. You're all set. Archer, do new skill. We checked what that was. Negotiation succeeded. Oh. Interesting. So we could get Astral Dew, which would give us 3. We can get Pall of Gloom. Okay. Umbral Exile, which is a debuff spell. Huh. Move from combat, appearing on a random location in the Umbral Abyss after battle. Sounds pretty powerful. Target Umbral Abyss province. Okay. Surface layer. Income. Every turn gains gloom. The Juggernaut. Oh. We kind of want this. And this. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. If we can grab both of these, which we should be able to, and then cast them. Pall of Moon. Alright. Lose. Oh, no, we can't use this. We can grab Umbral Flesh, but we don't want to lose. Gain Gloom, lose Snow, Ice. And that is the problem. We don't want to lose the Snow or ice. So at least grabbing the umbral flesh just for the umbral malady immunity and the gloom shepherd. And actually we can grab just so we can go underground and not have to worry about taking damage. I think would be worth it. That's a lot of Imperium, so it's probably gonna be a while. Again, I'd rather have. Let's see. I want at least a layer of silk in our domain before I stop pumping Imperium into the city. So, I think this, well, yeah, is a bit more important for right now. We'll take this back. You're go. Oh no, you've moved. We were insulted. Yeah. We were complimented. Great. We were insulted. Yeah. Bringing forces. All right. Army-wise, oops. Go. Okay, we're making a night guard. These army, hold on. Maybe we do. Knights are inherently better, but I'm not a fan of using the charge. But maybe I should sprinkle them in. So let's queue up some knights. And we'll start making them. We'll start shuffling things around. Is there... Hold on. If I take a look at... Sorry. If I take a look at my heroes, is anyone missing something? I'm like, oh, they need this. Oh. Well, we don't need it yet. We're going to hold off on that. Killer Flanker Windshield. Because we do need more of those rings, the Killer Flanker Windshield. Oh, you definitely need one. Alright. So we do need another ring. So let me start making that ring. So Blueprints, Ring, Bolt Bane Flanking, Vicious Killer, Flanker, and Windshield. That is perfectly fine. Oh, it takes 100? Jeez. Okay. The issue is the items are just so expensive. They used to be dirt cheap. Now they're super expensive. So it's really hard to get to the point of, oh, having solid income. At least, especially with one city. Of binding fragments unless you go mask boards. Right, so like converting this to a quarry and this to a quarry. Decent idea. Since we're using Imperium to pump things up, not food. Which makes... Okay, hold on. So, if we abort this, and instead put a Rune Carver's camp here, go ahead. push it to the front of the line. What that means is it'll give us a little more draft, thus pushing, allowing us to make Night Guards and Dark Knights and other units just slightly that much faster. And you can see where it's like, in the end game, you're tweaking things by like one or like, oh, this gives me +5 of this versus, well, that gives us 30. Okay. So it is beyond turn 80, well, depends. Again, we're stuck with a single city. Normally, by turn 30 or 40, I like to have, ideally turn 30, I like to have 3 cities down by turn 30. And then 4 by turns 50 or 60. And then that's about as far as you go. And that's usually a good metric, because then you can grow out the cities and you can really crank things. All right, this city is going to focus on this. This city is going to focus, and it really allows you to like supercharge stuff. Because we're stuck at one city, this is really about, all right, we've got most of the city down. Now we're fine-tuning things as best we can so that this city is as optimal as what we need it to be for what we have. All right. Request. Oh. I mean, at this stage, I'm gonna say no. I can always ask for one later. That's a bit weird. You're headed into this army, so now these armies are back up. You still got one turn. I don't want any of these. I'm gonna shuffle. I don't want any of these. I'm gonna shuffle. We're looking for the weapons. Nope. Now I have the mana. Severance might not be bad. But come on. Nope. We're looking for the Severance weapons. I'll go as low as 4,000. Nope. Nope. No. Dust Storm's actually not a bad one because of the blood. You know what? I will grab Dust Storm because it's going to be instant. Great. You are headed here. I can't trigger it yet. That should be plenty. You're headed. Cancel. Oh, okay. Can't go there yet. Yeah, we're gonna get cooperation in 2. Can I? I'll wait a few turns. Maybe I can get a way in. You're grabbing the seal. Great, so now we're getting 2 points a turn. You're waiting on melee. You should be good. You're starting another army. Let's queue up a couple of Dark Knights. We'll spread them out throughout our armies. You're defending. We're defending. We've got the Severn Golem. Close. We've got the Dust Storm. Great. Shuffle. Well, Spell Ward's not bad either. But again, right? My tomes. Almost done. What we're looking for is disrupting blade. We've got 5. There it is. Beautiful. We'll grab that. Woo! Alright, and then after that, I don't care. Alright, the room of recall. We've got the night guard. We've got a new skill. Great. But it's going to take 500 to grab that. Once we have it, you're actually useless. I'm just going to go ahead and delete you. Turn, forces, great. Don't care, don't care, don't care, don't care. Back to the surface. We'll get you next turn, or we might trigger a fight. You're probably going to get jumped within the next few turns. We will lose this at the end of turn 90? Wait, how does this work? We either lose it when I click end turn or at the end of next turn. But we're saving these, because we can afford it, to boost this. We're making 300 gold, so there's nothing wrong with queuing this up and moving you in this direction. Oh, you have a knight. Melee, melee, melee. Alright. So, yeah, this knight's going into this armor. And we'll go from there. End turn. They're front. Okay, see, this is what I was afraid of. I knew we were going to get jumped. Luckily, I still need to manually combat this. Every 2 turns... Okay. This, not too bad to handle. I will tell you, if we had those disruption blades up, would absolutely destroy this empowerment. So we're going to auto-combat. I have the mana. They can use spells all they want. We lost the knight. You know what? We're making another knight. That is perfectly okay. And we got some gold out of it. It's because the reason why I don't like the knights is because they charge forward. I was expecting this. I'm going to auto-combat that. Should be an easy... It's weird that this isn't happening, though. So that little group of spiders must be from a different den. Darius, the cosmic conclave has ended. The crystal dwellings successfully commune with their kin across the cosmos. The clarity with which you beheld the world and its secrets beyond is dulling. So, their partnership and its personal ambitions and without further consequences. Change of heart. Mort the shaman. He's a defender. You know what? Fearmonger might not be bad. Crusader I don't think would work. Let's try Fearmonger. Having said that, let's trigger this fight. And I will bookmark. Auto combat should be easy. Great, didn't lose anything. A vampire spider mouth. That's actually not bad. Padded mail. I think we need both of those. Oh, the food is nice. Now we're down to 12. But again, I'm saving up for this. Oh, that's not too bad. Kind of useless. That will be useful, but I don't think we're going to get it. We could take Dark Vigor. We're not going to conquest the city, so that's pointless. That's pretty good. But this is in our domain. So we'll hold off on that. We'll save up for the Shadow skill. We'll queue up another Dark Knight. We'll hurry this recruitment. Yeah, so now we're doing 704. I think it'll still, right? No, it won't finish. So what we can do to rush that a little is gain 600 knowledge for 450 mana. And now it's only going to take one turn. And then this knight can just head in this direction again. You need a range. Oh! Would make it 7. I would like one of these. At least in our main hero's army. So we'll trade him out. Like this. Right? So that'd give him melee, ranged. Yes, we're good. And that will be this army going forward. Can we nuke the bird's nest? We can. Alright, let's grab that bird's nest now. We might lose a unit or two. I'll auto-combat this. Great, didn't lose anything. Take the reward. That is 2 vampire Sparky mounts. And these guys will look to backtracking this way for the frost. Okay. Hero leveled up. This is our Spellblade. So we've got the bind. I'm not sure I want quick phase. I do want Executioner. And we will give him the padded net. Disenchant. This gets shredded. This gets shredded. Normally you make the Death Knights two-handers. But we have made our Death Knight a sword and board. So someone just, and you might not see this in Twitch, but someone on YouTube is just, why the bear? Overwhelmed. If someone goes into defense mode, you wreck them. It is underappreciated. Let me put it that way. Now, he did level up. So now that he has this... Ooh, unyielding. Do I care about the fortune? I think I do. I don't care about Undying Warrior. Could grab Wrecking or Terrifying Ore. We could make our way down that way. Really make him a tank. Grab Second Wind. Go down this way. So Will Breaker gets Vicious Killer. Okay. Or War Seeker. Which feels pretty good. We already have a ton of ways to break morale. That just feels redundant. but grabbing War Seeker so that every time they kill a unit, they get more hit points and more damage. And they yeah, we'll go down this path, and then we'll reassess things. Because we've got 6 left for this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, grab this, these 3. I'm not counting this because that's a free point. And combine it with this, and even with a single, even with a sword and board, he is pumping out a frightening amount of damage. Okay, I'm okay with that. So that's good. You're waiting. You're waiting. You need a knight, though.
Hello, this is Gohan the Chinchilla, and we hope you're having a good day, as do I. As always, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to follow, like, subscribe, or comment. Or, even better, come on over to twitch.tv/SparkyTDK and watch me live every Monday through Friday. Thank you for your support.